Good day, everybody. This is Yin Yang in California with Morsels of a Thought number 1620. Today we are in the book Launch by Lady Jen du Plessis, and we are going to see how to take your business to new heights. We're on page 82. Morsels of a Thought are to bring you thoughts of wisdom. Knowing the right things to do in your life is a form of wisdom. And then actually doing the right things in your life is a form of virtue. And my goal is to bring more virtue and put more virtue into the world with morsels of a thought at a time. Okay, so we are on Daily Finder Activities, Chapter 4, Section 6. Time block your way to growth. Bird Baguette said, each day you get better or worse. You get better or worse. It's your choice. It's your choice. Whatever you want to call it, time blocking or time compression, this practice has been critical to my success, says Lady Jen. Over the years, I would never have been able to do the volume that I've done in my career if I hadn't used time blocking and time compression. What is time blocking or time compression really? Well, it's simply a mechanism for keeping yourself focused on one type of task for a set period of time. You schedule an hour or two or whatever you feel is appropriate to working on one thing and only one thing. Be it first and 10 phone calls, partner meetings, transaction management, a project, or business planning. I hate to use the expression that you force yourself to work on only one thing, but that may be what you have to do. You compel yourself to give 100% of your attention to one type of task, one area of your practice, and one area only during the time you have scheduled for that activity. It's a jam session, a power hour, no interruptions, no calls, no email. Why is this so important? There is so much that you need to do in a day. You need to carve out when you should be doing and finding the job and when you should be doing everything else. Uh, excuse me. You should carve out when you should be doing the finding job and when you should be doing everything else. Think about your work style. You go into the office and right away your time is chopped into up into little disconnected segments. You may get distracted by the bumblebee syndrome, buzzing from one thing to another. You let things pull you in, like the person who says, "Do you have a quick minute?" or or whenever your phone rings, you actually answer it instead of waiting and calling people back all at one time after listening to your messages all at one time. Okay, I have an example. Uh, at a meeting I was running, it was like ying this, ying that, ying that, ying. I literally had 5 people saying ying, and there was another person walking up toward me. I didn't do the right thing at that time. So here, let's look at what we should do. Would you perform an everyday chore at home in little chopped up segments? Think about how you empty the dryer when you do the laundry. You take everything out of the dryer all at the same time, right? You fold or hang everything up all at one time and place everything in like piles, all the shirts, all the towels, all the socks. Everything goes into a pile of like items or together according to their final destination. Then you walk those items to the proper drawer or closet. Why do you do the laundry that way? Because it's more efficient. Would it make any sense to grab one shirt, hang it on a hanger, walk it all the way to the bedroom, put this one shirt in the closet, then walk all the way back to the dryer, take out a towel, fold the towel, walk it all the way to the bathroom, put the towel in the linen closet, and then come all the way back to the dryer and keep repeating that for every item in the dryer? It seems ridiculous to think about doing laundry that way. The fact of the matter is that this is how most people work on a daily basis. They are so segmented and they are one and done taskers or distracted multitaskers or task switchers. If you're a task switcher, you're constantly changing from task to task and you never get anything really deeply done. And when you do get it done, it might not be the best work that you probably could have done because you're trying to rush through it. So imagine again the dryer scenario where you are running back and forth between the dryer and some room with one item of clothing at a time and then coming back for just one more item of clothing. That's exactly what happens at work for most people. Eliminate that kind of work style by sticking to a time compressed or time blocked schedule. Excuse me. Getting started. Make it your goal to follow a time compressed, time blocked schedule all day, every day. If your core work hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., then I am a firm believer that all of that time should be scheduled in blocks with appropriate white space between blocks for transitioning, traveling to a meeting, setting up a presentation, getting to a closing, getting a handful of 1 minute tasks done, etc. See the example, see the sample weekly time blocked schedule I've included. This is how I actually scheduled my week when I first began using time blocking. So here, we've got how she's got it. And we see that she's got every other line marked in a different color so it's easy to see. So Monday, the activity is at 6:30 to 7:30, workout and daily affirmations. 7:40 to 8, 7:45 to 8 o'clock is organization of day, review schedule, mapping, collateral, etc. 8:30 to 9 is the first and tens to A plus to A partners and clients. 10 to 11 is one-on-ones or client meetings. Noon to 1 o'clock is lunch with A plus or A or networking meeting. 2 to 3 o'clock is one-on-ones or client meetings. 3 to 5 o'clock is customer service, follow-up analysis, etc. And 6 o'clock to 6:30 is daily reflection. You need a daily reflection. I will tell you this by myself. Yin Yang says daily reflection is probably the most important part to know how to do in your entire day. That is what I will say. This is what Yin Yang is saying. Okay. Now, to Lady Jen. Back to Lady Jen. Now, I don't expect you to go from 0 to 60 in one day. Start by blocking your most important activities and then stick to those blocks no matter what. After it becomes a solid habit, add another block of time. The place to start, as I said, is to carve out when you should be doing your most important finding activities, talking to and meeting with people in order to generate new business. Build blocks of time exclusively for business building, for lead generation, for daily phone calls, for meeting with referral partners, and for anything that moves your practice toward forward in terms of getting new business. Perhaps you can start by setting an hour every day for making your first and 10 phone calls. Then add a 2 or 3 hour period once a week for meeting with referral partners. After that, block in specific times for client meetings throughout the week. The crucial thing, though, is during those blocks, don't allow yourself to be pulled from one task to another. Don't let your time be dictated by emails, phone calls, processing interruptions, and putting out fires in the office. Start by blocking time specifically dedicated to lead generating activities, and you will virtually guarantee your success. The secret to the secret to why time compression works. The secret to why this practice will work for you is because you're working on just one task or type of task with a laser focus. Since you're totally focused, you get the tasks completed in a shorter period of time than you would otherwise. Thus, you get more done, get it done well, and spend less time doing it. Win, win, win. I call this working in intentional intervals. It means intentionally working during a period of time where you're 100% focused and dedicated to the task. You're dedicating 100% of your time and energy versus maybe 50% of your effort to kind of doing something with an okay result. When people think about using time blocking or time intervals, they think that doing so will restrict them when actually it will do the opposite. It's going to provide you with more time and freedom. You will be much more efficient because you will be doing like-minded activities at the same time. If I'm going to price a mortgage loan, why would I log in, price a loan, log out, answer a call, let someone interrupt me, and then have to price another loan so I have to go back in and log back in again? Why wouldn't I just go in and price all the loans at one time? It's much more efficient, like folding clothes all at once, right? I promise if you apply this efficiency to all of your Finder activities, you will see your business take off. Jen's Jots, there are three of them. Make the most efficient use of your finding time by following a time blocked or time compressed schedule. Start by carving out when you should be doing your most important activities, lead generation, and finding new business. Work at 100% effort on one activity, work intentionally during every time block of your day. So that was section 6. Yeah, section 6 of chapter 4. The morsels of the thought of wisdom. We are working on Launch How to Take Your Business to New Heights by Lady Jen du Plessis, America's Mortgage Mentor. Forward by Michael J. Mayer, The 7 Levels of Communication. And today we are on 1,620 consecutive days of being coming to you with morsels of a thought, hopefully of wisdom, so that when you learn what to do, that is the right thing to do, it's a form of wisdom. And then when you do it, it's called virtue. We're going to bring the world into a more virtuous space than it has been before. A morsel of a thought at a time. Okay. Now, chapter 4, section 7. First and 10. Do it again. The big idea is every day make phone calls to 10 of your past clients, prospects, credit clients, referral partners, real estate agents, and other members of your contact community to keep yourself top of mind. Ask for referrals and seek out new connections. And anonymous person says, your chances of success increase in proportion to the number of sales calls you make. I had an instructor in real estate at one time say that you get a lot of no's before you get to the yeses, and he said it's like it's like building calluses on your feet for your shoes that don't fit right, that you want them to fit. And so you get calluses, and the calluses prevent you from feeling the rubbing. And so when you call people, that's what you do. You keep on calling, you keep on receiving no, 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 yes. No, 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 yes. So you get the calluses to prevent yourself from feeling the rejection, because you will get rejections before you get approvals. Okay, now Lady Jen says, if I had to pin down the handful of things that has made my mortgage practice successful, I'd start the list with my daily first and 10 phone calls. Making these calls has been one of the most powerful and impactful ways that I've advanced my practice over the years. They have made such a difference for me, and they can make a huge difference for you. Let's go over the fundamentals about these calls. The basic premise that is that you make these daily lead generating activity LGA calls during a time blocked hour, calling people you should call and not to people you need to call. Carve out time for the need to call people in your daily schedule during your transaction management block. Transaction management block. Oh, oh, how did this happen? On my team, every morning from 9 o'clock a.m. to 10 o'clock a.m., my team members and I are on the phone. We make We each make 10 phone calls first thing in the morning. The difference is that the people that you need to call include perhaps a client that you're calling back to run through mortgage options with, a client to follow up on a pay stub, or your processor to determine the status of an appraisal. Don't worry, you will get to these calls, but first things first. The should call individuals are past clients, prospects, partners, annual reviews, birthdays, anyone to simply say hello to. They definitely are not calls surrounding loans in process. Listen, first and tens will generate leads and connections. These are positive, outgoing phone calls that will create greatness in your day. Always call with a pen and paper, pencil and paper. Now, you may not have 10 people to call, but down the road you will have 10 people to call every day. I bet, though, you could find 10 for today. What I'd like you to think about is this. Who is a prospect you received in the last week? That might be someone to call. Who did you close a loan with last month? Could you call that client? Who was the referral partner from that client? Who was the listing agent from that client? Or how about the title company for that particular client? Right there, you have four people to call. But what about the person that you closed 3 months ago? Or a year ago, or the prospect that you haven't talked to in 6 weeks, or the new real estate agent that you'd like to have a meeting with, or the new real estate agent that you met last night at a networking event. You can call people to mark occasions such as birthdays and anniversaries. First and tens at a glance. Okay, I gotta do this. It's gonna say what they are, who to call, what to say, why you're calling, when to ask for business, one more thing, and what you've just done. Okay, so what they are. First and 10 phone calls are daily lead generation calls to people you should call and not to the people you have to call. You make these calls during a time you have blocked out every day on your calendar, ideally the first hour of your workday. Who to call? These calls are to 10 of your past clients, prospects, credit clients, referral partners, realtors, and service providers. I call these first and tens. Then do it again tomorrow. Referral partners are anyone who provides a service to you or who can or does provide you referrals or connections. This can range from an attorney to a hairdresser. What to say? You are simply checking in on them to see how they are closing and sorry. You are simply checking in on them to see how they are doing and or how their quote season end quote was. What do I mean by quote season end quote? Well, if we just passed a holiday, you can ask how was their 4th of July or New Year. If there is no specific holiday that just happened, then ask how their summer, fall, spring, winter has been or if they have had a good weekend. Interesting. Okay, more morsels of a thought of wisdom. I was feeling sick this morning, but I wound up taking some seasonings to make my day feel better. Really, it was just a sublingual tablet. But what we do is morsels of a thought of wisdom every day. In my day, it is 6:10 a.m. Sometimes it's ahead of time, sometimes it's behind. Depends on what part of the world you're in. And I hope I'm making you get a great day. I'm trying to inspire you to have a great day, impart some good knowledge to you, and hope that we can educate the world by bringing up our reading vocabulary. Why you're calling actually is not a vocabulary, it's a repertoire, a reading repertoire. Okay, I'll just finish up with this. why you're calling. In addition to simply checking in, says Lady Jen, because you care about them, you should have a purpose for the call just in case they ask, right? This is where you could be offering to bring them up to date on what is going on with rates, home sales, trends, new programs or products. And if they aren't interested, I'll bet they know someone who they can refer, or a personal invitation to a seminar or client appreciation event. When to ask for business. At the end of the call, thank them for their time and remind them that you have a vast network of home and financial service providers should they ever need a referral to someone, and that you appreciate them keeping you top of mind as well. It's just that easy. The conversation should be no more than 5 minutes unless they have specific questions or needs. One more thing. This is where you put into practice your one last question technique to get connections to more partners. Oh, before we hang up, I'm always on the lookout for a great fill in the blank. Who do you know who is a great fill in the blank? If you do know someone, I'd appreciate an introduction. And what you've just done. In 10 brief 5-minute phone calls, you've kept yourself top of mind with 10 members of your contact community. You've perhaps provided them some useful information, you've reminded them you love referrals, and you've possibly gotten a connection to even more partners. Now, imagine what happens to your practice when you do this 5 days a week. Okay, so next. An hour of offense protects your time. Now, one of the things I've already mentioned is that I'm really an advocate of making sure that my time is kept precious. I'm very tight-fisted about my time, and I work hard to protect it. Something I've found is that a lot of loan officers in our industry spend an exorbitant amount of time handling what I call defensive calls. I've already addressed this in Chapter 3, Section 5. Your first and 10 calls are positive and an offensive move. They should be a very short phone call, and the goal is to leave a good impact and impression on the person that you're calling. Plus, bonus, if you compact these 10 calls into the first hour of your day, you've made the most of that precious hour of lead generation. Note, as soon as I'm done with the calls, I do an audio debrief for those with whom I had a conversation. You may be more comfortable making notes and then adding these notes to your contact database. To save yourself more time, write each person's name on a thank you card envelope. Later in the day, say when you have a grinder block of time, write all the thank you notes for the day. Group them at the end of your day, because throughout the day you may get referrals, have meetings, or sponsor a seminar. Just do them all at one time and knock them out. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, an hour of offense protects your time. After this, next week, we will continue with what do I say? How do I start the conversation? And it gets easier toward the end of this section. So she's got 3 dots at the end of this section. Okay, we shall see you later. Tomorrow is a rules day. Today is, what is today? Today is, June 9th. Okay, 2025, and it's a Monday. Okay, Mortgage Monday. This is a good black book with a good cover. It's an Amazon #1 bestseller. It is. And I have the cover page. Cover. Go get it, she says. All right, talk to you later. Okay, old Kinderheck.